Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Adesola Amosu has said that search and rescue operations are still ongoing to find the missing Nigerian Air Force Alpha fighter jet. The Air Force jet with 2 pilots on board went missing somewhere around Adamawa State since Friday, and its whereabouts is yet unknown. The jet had left Yola at about 10:45 a.m. September 12 on what the military says was a routine operational mission and was expected back by 12 noon, but it never returned. Amosu, who was speaking to State House correspondents shortly after meeting with Vice President Namadi, Sambo, said that the missing jet would be found.
We have specific information that we ought to have to make the search easy. But the information we're getting from the citizens good, but not sufficient, good enough for us to pinpoint the area of, define the area of search. But we have an idea of where the aircraft could be. Don't forget, it's the open Sahel. It looks, some people may think it's easy, but in the open Sahel, sometimes it's even very challenging. A human being standing may look like a tree. And again, the area we're talking about is we have operations going on there. You have limitations as to how low you can go to conduct the search. But we have the platforms. But I'm hopeful that before the end of the day, before the end of the week, we should be able to provide positive information as to the location and then the pilots. But one thing is clear, that whatever problem they had, an ejection was contemplated. It is my hope that the pilots are still alive.
Well, there are fears the missing plane may have been shot down by Boko Haram. The military, though, has not confirmed this, and even the sect too has not issued any information to that effect. But we asked a security expert of the possibility of Boko Haram bringing down the aircraft and whether the sect even has the capacity to do it. Here's what he told us.
We have seen BH hit a plane before in Borno State. And we know that BH has AA guns. AA is anti-aircraft guns. They have AA guns. And they use those AA guns right now in ground attacks. They stay out of range and fire their AA guns at military checkpoints and destroy them from afar, and then move in to do the combing in close quarters. So, you know, we've seen them use AA guns, and we know that they know how to use AA guns. So if perhaps one of our fighter pilots was flying in the area and didn't know that there was a BH anti-aircraft battery mounted close by, and they fired, of course they'll hit them, because the bullet does not respect anybody. The bullet just hits whoever is out there, is on the receiving end, and that's it. So I think those are the 3 things that could have happened right now. Now, the fact that the plane hasn't been found up until now is because probably the crash was in a rural area, which is what might rule out the possibility that it was a BH incident. Because if it had been BH, if they shot down a jet, they will go and gloat over the jet. They will go and drag the pilot's body out of the jet. They will take video footage of the wreckage and the fireball, and so on and so forth. Now, to the extent that BH hasn't been able to come out and gloat over the death of a Nigerian Air Force pilot, pilot, then it means they don't have that. So the most probable occurrence is that the jet crashed during some kind of area sortie or area maneuver, and it crashed into a remote area, and that's why SAR, that's search and rescue teams, have not been able to find it yet.